everyone, welcome to Top of the Round Paradigm. My name's Kenan, I'm the GM for this campaign. With me we have...
Hi, I'm Nikki, and I play Clover.
Hi, I'm Jordash, and I play Varian.
Thank you to everyone once more for leaving reviews and ratings this week. Shout out to our mystery Spotify rater. If you tell me who you are, I'll shout out your name. And thank you to Renee, Strongbow, Corey, Nikki, and Raymond for episode reviews. Just a reminder, if you have left us an episode review on Podchaser, which thank you, but don't forget to leave a review on the show as well, because that'll help us pop on that list. That being said, thank you again so much. If you've left us a review in one place, be sure to leave us a review in another. It helps us out. It helps us find new listeners, which directly helps support the show so that we can make more content for you. So it's a win-win. Win-win-win. You know you want to.
Shout out to our amazing executive producers, Ray and Jermaine.
Huge thank you to everyone who's been theorizing in our Discord. It gives me such life, such joy. And if you too want to Discord and theorize with the people in the Discord, go to our show notes and click on the link, and then theorize. Thank you.
If you would like more top-of-the-round content and the entirety of Campaign 1 doesn't do it for you, head over to patreon.com/topoftheround, where you can get a bunch of extra goodies for your ear holes.
Hello, and thank you for staying at Deliverance. On your way out, make sure to stop by our gift shop at toterpodcast.com. Click on the merch, and scroll through and find whatever you'd like. Thank you again for your patronage. We'll see you next time.
Oh, hey, Tots. Have you ever wanted to send us anything? Anything at all? $1 million? A sticker? Your grandpa's beer cozy? Send it to White Raven Studios, P.O. Box 603, Circle Pines, Minnesota 55014, and we will receive it. And it will be cool, like reverse merch, as Kenan would say.
This episode contains triggers. For the warnings, view the show notes below. Thank you. Let's check in with our resident newscaster. See what happened last time.
Oh, thanks, Kenan. So this is Justin with Justin. The shadows underneath the half-dead guy with the halo started expanding and swallowing up everything, and Clover just barely managed to not get swallowed up by a black hole of shadow. Evilness. Maybe it's evil. I don't know. News isn't my first job. It's greeting cards, okay? I'm not great at this. Oh, it looks like someone's coming up. Wait. Is that how I should say that? I don't know. There's some merchant coming, and it looks like they're haggling and getting Clover's staff back that was lost to her in the city that she wants to go back to. That's by the other city she doesn't want to go back to. Oh, okay. Reunited, and it feels so good. Yeah, that'll be a good card. Okay, so now they're continuing on. It looks like they're getting towards Gehenna? I think that's where they were headed. On purpose? Oh, you know it'd be a good idea. Postcards! I could put them in each city. And I could come up with something quirky about each city. And a picture of the city. Yeah, I don't think anyone's done that yet. We could have greeting cards and postcards. And that'll really make all the sales. Yeah, that's what I should do. What rhymes with Gehenna? Oh, right, I should be talking about them. Oh, apparently the city is like an amusement park because you have to pay a fee to enter. Like a day pass ticket. And it looks like there's a group of Archon walking across the bridge as Varian and Clover try to walk across the bridge. There's nowhere for them to go except down, which is a bad place to go when you can feel the force of gravity as you hit the ground. So the Archon walk by. Nothing important happened, so I don't know why I'm reporting on it. But those two seem to have made it into the city just fine and are now going even higher and going on a blimp to go to different parts of the city. See the sights, Gehenna. Here's looking down on you, Gehenna. Wait, but they make it into the city and they make it to an inn to try and have Clover sleep because she needs to. Because she doesn't look so good. I'm sure I can make a get well card for her. Get well soon card. Get well eventually. get well eventually. Oh, that'd be weird. She doesn't know me. I shouldn't send her a card. Plus, I don't think she can read. It looks like Varian's trying to test that out right now. And somehow she seems to have accidentally found the right room. But they go in there, and they're resting, and Clover cleaned up, and then Varian got himself wet. I don't think he's ever used a washroom before. But so she teaches him about bubbles, and then she goes to sleep and has dreams about exploding toddlers. And, oh, it looks like they have a visitor. I guess they forgot to put the Do Not Disturb sign on the door. Does that inn have a Do Not Disturb sign? Maybe I should make Do Not Disturb signs. It's a whole other market. Back to you, Ken.
Thanks, Justin. Story continues now.
Don't look at me like that. You can't look at the... not from the get-go.
Yeah, I can. Which cliff do I want to start with today? Varian.
Hello.
Let's start with you.
That's me, at the door.
At the door.
Do you have a moment?
Does that voice sound like it's coming from the one I can see or the one I can't see?
The one you can see.
It depends what the moment is for.
We need to talk. In private or public, up to you.
And by we, do you mean just you and me, or the other person that I presently cannot see, standing next to you?
Just us.
That didn't answer my question.
You don't get a response.
I will step out into the hall. You two, stay there. Varian will crack open the door a little more and slip out into the hall and close the door behind him, keeping his hand on the handle so that no one can try and walk around him and go inside when he comes out.
All right, perception.
I'm going to not allow space. 30.
You see the second shadow disappear.
I'm going to open the door back up and go inside. Look back at the Archon. Is that what they're called?
That's their general term.
General term.
It's not his specific term.
Go back inside and close the door.
Roll a strength check.
18.
As you go back inside and try and close the door, the one in the hallway puts their palm up against it, and it doesn't budge.
The door or their palm? I guess either. I guess either works.
Neither of them do.
A bit of both.
I'm gonna peek back out the cracked door since it's not closed all the way. Fine. Speak. And I'm gonna glance around the room as I'm trying to pretend to focus on this one at the door.
Okay.
Trying to look for signs of movement of some sort.
Roll a perception check.
35.
You don't see any movement.
Where have you been for the last 3 days?
I've been traveling.
Where?
I was last in Sabbath, I believe is what the town was called.
And where'd you get the cloak?
Off of a thief named Reuben.
And where are they?
Tied up outside the stables at Sabbath. Unless someone's found them.
Fucking legend.
You've
The
never,
legend.
never heard of Reuben? Oh shit, you fucked with Reuben? I don't want anything to do with you. Oh god.
I'm leaving.
Run. You fucked with Reuben and lived.
And what do you do for coin?
Well, the last thing I did was find someone's scarf. Got 10 copper for it. I've just been doing odd jobs.
I see. Sorry to have disturbed you. Use it well.
And he turns to walk out.
I'll close the door without saying anything to him and then examine the room very, very, very carefully.
Roll a perception check.
Higher than a 17. That's not higher than a 17, so it won't be higher than a 35.
Is the DC 37?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
As you go about the room looking for movement, things that may have changed, you see that Clover's head is now not hidden, and she looks kind of tucked in.
Varian will just semi-quietly out loud say, "Are you still here?"
As you say that, the sense of loneliness returns.
I guess not. I look back over at Clover, who looks tucked in and is having a wonderful dream, and think to myself in a sort of segue sort of way, I wonder what she's dreaming about.
That's Let's find out right now.
You set him up.
Yeah, it's almost like I did that on purpose.
Oh, amazing.
But Varian will return to his spot on the ground and not think that. But meta-wise, why not?
Clover,
Yeah.
you see this 4-year-old that is engulfed in flame grow into what looks to be a 13-year-old boy.
How do I know he's 13? Is the age above his head?
Through the flames, you would recognize him as Avery.
Who's that?
I have no idea. Strap in, bitch.
Why'd you kill me, Clover? Why'd you kill my mom? You ruined my family.
Can I respond in the dream?
Sure.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean any of it. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. You're evil. It's all over your face, you evil man.
No.
Yes!
His body starts to disintegrate into ash as the cheers of the crowd get louder, and you jolt awake, and the room is on fire, and you feel a pressure on your body before you see anything. And then you see the fiery humanoidal figure amongst the flames, crouched over you in bed, staring at you about 2 inches from your face. Then you jolt up again, and Varian's against the wall next to the bed.
Okay. So, does it look like time has passed?
No. Varian's in a different spot, but it's still
Okay.
very dark.
Okay, so Clover jolts up in bed and is breathing heavily. Do you do anything?
I was about to ask.
Okay.
Do I notice this?
Of course.
Okay.
You're not asleep.
Okay. Is everything all right?
Totally fine. Did you sleep?
No.
Why?
I don't
You don't?
need to right now.
Oh.
Technically.
How long was I out?
How long was she out?
20-ish minutes.
Not even half an hour.
Okay. So I can go back to bed.
If you want to, you probably should, given your wounds.
Yeah, those. Okay. Okay, good night.
Okay. Good night.
Clover drops back in bed and covers her head with the covers completely because she doesn't like those dreams.
Okay, roll a flat check.
10.
It takes you a little bit, but you're able to eventually fall back asleep. Varian, what do you want to do for the rest of the night?
When I invest in my cloak, does it give me a sort of innate sense of what it's capable of?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I'm going to think about moving the cloak with my mind, having it sort of outstretch and kind of playing with it.
Okay, nothing happens.
Okay. Then he will think about being invisible while sitting there in the dark.
Nothing happens.
The intuitiveness lied to me. Does it still feel heavier like it did when we entered the city?
Yes.
Okay. So Varian is probably going to think that there is something disrupting the natural order of this cloak. And that's all. Then he'll just be lost in thought for the rest of the evening while keeping an eye on the door
You lose track of time and thought when you are startled by a bird hitting the window and the first shafts of light starting to peek through.
I will get up and... Is it a curtain or what exactly is covering this window?
A towel. No, it's a curtain.
I will peer through the curtain as to try and not let in very much light, but so that I can look out and see the city in the morning daylight.
Alright, you see a couple of buildings that look like they could be shops, and then another wall with some towers and airships floating beside those towers. To the right, you would see that the portion of the city you're on just ends, and there is a wall there, but it's not very high. And then there is a sudden drop.
Okay, I will let the curtain fall back to its natural resting position against the window and resume sitting and wait for the child to wake up.
Clover.
Yeah.
You wake up.
God. Thank God. Okay, cool. One less exhausted level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Clover is going to slowly sit up and pull the covers down off her face, and her hair is sticking out at odd angles, and she yawns. She regained 24 hit points overnight. What's Varian doing when Clover awakens?
Well, since you started moving, he looked over at you, so you just see him sitting there staring at you.
That's not creepy at all.
Hi.
Hello. Do you feel better?
A little. Did you sleep, or like, why are you just sitting there staring at me?
I was keeping watch.
Were you staring at me all night?
No. You moved, so I looked over.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. You don't look much better.
I don't know what I should think of that, but I feel a little better. So, where are we going, or where would you like? What's the plan?
I thought the plan was to gather supplies and head back to Love.
You said you had questions for me.
Right. Are you ready to answer them, though?
Well, if I'm answering questions, you have to answer questions.
If you are looking at her arms or shoulders, you would notice many scars all over them. She slips back on her tunic and her coat and starts running fingers through her hair.
So tell me more in detail about this guilt person.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
You said you encountered them in the woods and they saved you?
Yeah,
And they gave you...
the bracelet.
that made you appear in front of me like a Shade Strider.
I still don't know what you mean by Shade Strider, but apparently so.
So tell me more about them.
They saved me.
From what?
I already told you, plant creatures. We had this conversation.
And then? What did they say exactly? How did they say it? Tell me everything you know about this person.
Are you in a fight with guilt or something?
I have no idea who Guilt is.
Then why do you want to know so much about them?
I've already stated why.
Are you going to answer my questions too? Or are you
Well,
just...
it depends. Are you going to answer mine? Because you haven't yet.
Well, I'm just seeing if you're going to repay me by answering my questions.
If you answer my question, then you are free to ask whatever you want.
But are you going to answer it?
I will answer any question you ask.
Honestly?
As honestly as I can.
What does that mean?
That sounds like a question that I'm not going to... I'm not going to answer because you still haven't answered my question.
Okay, fine.
Clover is going to stand and stretch.
Are you just standing on the bed?
No,
or did you get off the bed to
she got off the
stand?
bed and she's stretching, and then she's going to start putting her boots on while she's talking to you.
Roll a perception check.
Me?
Yes.
22.
You feel something brush against your toe in your boot, and you hear the crinkling of paper.
Clover's gonna freeze for a second and then pull her foot out. Was it the right foot?
Sure.
Okay. And then she's going to, completely forgetting that you're having a conversation with her, lift her right boot and stick her hand in it.
You feel a small note that's slightly crumpled.
I pull out the piece of paper.
Okay.
Varian's gonna stare at you.
What's that?
I don't know. Is it folded?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna unfold it.
Okay.
What's on the paper, Kenan? It's words I can't read, isn't it?
Yeah. You can make out I, a word you can't read, you, a word you can't read, another word you can't read, and then a smiley face that looks very familiar.
She blinks at the paper.
What does that say?
Varian stands up and starts making his way over to Clover.
She doesn't stop him, because his help would be nice right now. So
It says I something you smiley face.
Varian will look at the piece of paper when he reaches her.
It says, I'm glad you're doing well. With a smiley face.
Where did this come from? What does it say?
You can't read that.
Read it to me, please.
It says, I'm glad you're doing well.
Oh. Where did this come from?
Well, I think it came from loneliness.
I'm really confused by that statement. Can you expand, please?
I will absolutely expand. After you tell me about guilt.
Okay, I was in the forest, wandering around aimlessly, apparently because you like to talk about how I didn't have a map and I was in the forest for 8 weeks. Guilt saved me out of nowhere. I was getting attacked by plant creatures. I wasn't doing well because I was really tired, kind of like I am now, but I'm not as tired as I was yesterday. Look, he was a man and he had facial hair, and he saved me and then told me that I reminded him of his daughter, and then gave me a bracelet, and then told me if I was in trouble to squeeze the bracelet and I would be okay. And when I was with him, I felt...
she just kind of trails off.
You felt guilt-free.
Yeah.
Facial hair. That's a very bad description.
I don't know. What else do you want to know? He was a man, and he was probably in his not young years, and he had skin that was not dark, and he was really kind, and he had blue eyes, and he was a human like me.
Okay, so an older human with blue eyes and facial hair.
Tell me about
And
this note. Where
you
did it come
reminded him of his daughter.
from? That's
Did
what
you- Did he say anything else about this daughter?
No.
Huh. Okay.
What do you mean loneliness gave me this note?
Last night after you fell asleep, before you woke up all startled, there was a knock at the door, and it was one of those Archon things,
Oh.
and there was a shadow of another person, but I couldn't see another person. But I didn't feel lonely, so I think it was loneliness. And when I cracked open the door, the one started asking me questions, and the shadow disappeared on the other one. And I think they came into the room somehow, even though I didn't give them space to come into the room. Because when I came back after the other one left, you were all probably tucked in. Do you know loneliness?
She's chewing her lip and staring forward with wide eyes.
I'm not sure. Which way did they go? I need to find him. If that's what you're saying, that's all wrong.
They have been gone for hours.
Oh.
Remember when you startled awake last night?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, since then, it's daylight now.
Oh.
And they can probably travel a lot faster than we can.
Oh.
So, they're probably very long gone.
She's staring at the note dejectedly.
Who is it?
You wouldn't understand.
Well, that's probably because you're not answering my question. Who is it?
Why should I tell you?
Because it seems to matter to you.
Why are you so interested in guilt?
Because there's not a lot of people on this plane that know about
He just kind of gestures to himself.
us.
Are you multiple people? Is that why you were confused about washing? Why were you confused about washing?
Because
an
I never...
elf. You're like hundreds of years old and you've never taken a bath or a shower?
Yes,
How is that?
I've never needed to before.
I kind of doubt that.
How do you know loneliness? They seem to know you, and they weren't malicious towards you, even though you have that bounty.
Among other things, yeah.
What other things?
It's not important. Look, I was supposed to leave with my brother, okay? And he used to leave me notes like this.
Your brother, is he also wanted by the orphanage?
No, not at all.
Do you think that loneliness is that brother?
I really hope not, because if he is, then there's a lot of stuff going on that I don't understand, I don't like it, and I need to find him so that he and I can do what we planned on. So I need to leave now and find him, okay?
Okay,
She's gonna start putting her shoes on again.
do you even know where to look for loneliness?
Absolutely not, do you?
No. Do you know where to find guilt?
No. He was gone in the morning. I never said goodbye to him. He just saved me and gave me this, and we had a nice little chat, and I slept really well.
Okay, well that is good, I suppose. We need to figure out where to find loneliness and guilt, and you apparently need to get back to Love to get your stuff.
Uh-huh. My horse only has 2 legal days there left too. Otherwise, they're gonna take my horse.
2 legal days.
I paid for 3. Back when I had
see.
money.
Okay, well then we should probably get going there.
Why
So
are you
let's
helping me?
grab some, because I need to find out more about guilt.
But I told you everything I know, so why are you still helping me?
Because the last place you saw him was near Love, apparently.
Yeah.
So there's probably a lead on where he is from there.
Okay, so we go together to Love, get my stuff. I pay you back, and you go to find Gil, and I leave and find my brother. Oh, I don't think he's the one. That can't be right.
Do you think that that is the safest option for you? You're being hunted by an unknown number of people.
Why would you stay with me? That makes no sense.
Because so far this is the best lead I've gotten on what I'm looking for.
What are you looking for?
I'm just looking for someone.
You're looking for someone?
Yes.
Who? Do you have a brother that's missing too? Is Gil your brother?
We don't have
They
siblings.
stealing brothers. You don't have siblings? You said we. You are multiple people.
I meant my kind don't have siblings.
Elves don't have siblings?
She stands and grabs her staff.
Not the kind of elf I am.
What kind of elf are you?
Ryan's gonna stand up and start grabbing his stuff.
We need to go. We need to get you
Once
bedroll
again, you
or something.
are avoiding my question.
And we need to figure out the fastest way to get to love.
Well, I have been ready for the last few seconds, but you're still not answering my question.
Well, then I shouldn't waste any more time. And
You-
Varian will head to the door.
Varian, why won't you tell me?
She's following him.
Varian opens the door and starts heading back out towards the exit of this place.
She's following closely. She doesn't have her hood up.
Varian, tell me, what kind of elf are you?
Did you grab everything you needed from the room?
I didn't have anything else in there except for
Okay.
my staff.
She's still holding the note in her hand, and it's pressed against her chest right now. She's holding it very tightly.
So I take it you can't read after all.
No, what kind of elf are you, Varian?
The kind that can read.
Ow! Ow!
Hey, Mo Shadow, damn it.
Ow! Her jaw drops open and she shuts her mouth and just goes silent.
Beautiful. It's what I wanted. We make our way back to the desk, the front desk. Broke Kenan, apparently.
Oh my god.
That was really good. They're quite the pair.
Alright, you get back to the desk, and it looks like the mechanical humanoid hasn't moved since the last time you interacted with them.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you sleep?
No? Do you?
Mm-hmm. I try.
Hopefully it was well.
It was okay.
Sorry.
Varian will outstretch his hand while they're talking with the key.
Oh, thank you.
How do you live then?
While grabbing the key, Varian, their head doesn't turn from just staring at Clover with a confused, puzzled look on their face. What do you mean?
If you don't sleep, how do you function?
My core? I don't understand your question, little miss.
I don't understand your response.
Varian's gonna have to drag her away.
Okay, we need to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. You're welcome back anytime.
Have you seen Loneliness?
What?
It's fine.
The
Don't.
Archon.
Don't.
Have you seen him?
The apostle?
Apostle?
No one sees loneliness.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, no one sees loneliness. I think it's kind of self-explanatory. You okay?
She'll be fine. Come on.
Okay.
She wanders after Varian, holding the note still against her chest.
We leave the inn, and Varian starts looking for signs to shops to gather supplies for travels.
Clover is still not wearing her hood.
Is there anyone outside as we exit the door? Not yet. Not really.
Yeah, there's quite a few people.
At daylight? Yeah, the city. What the hell?
It's a city.
Go to sleep, people. Sleep in. Rest.
It's a Monday. I can't.
It's the morning commute.
Alright, we need to find a shop to gather supplies to travel.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna be any help there.
Varian will start looking at
What
signs.
do you mean? At least I know what kind of human I am.
I know what kind of elf I am.
Varian says, still looking around at signs, trying to see anything that looks like it might be a shop that sells travel supplies.
Roll a perception check.
34.
To your left, you see a sign for a Twilight Apothecary. To your right, you see a sign for Simon's Tannery. And then beyond the tanner, you see a rundown little shack. Has all sorts of things piled up in front of it, and a crooked sign that reads Bubble Bits.
Does Varian know what an apothecary is?
Probably not.
Clover,
Hmm?
what's an apothecary?
Oh, you can read, but you don't know what an apothecary is?
Is that something you need?
Yeah, actually.
So let's go there.
Okay.
Okay.
Varian will take her towards the apothecary since she doesn't know which one is the apothecary. And I don't know what an apothecary is.
All right.
Best team.
Okay.
You know what it is, and I can see it. It's this building here.
Oh,
Clover walks in.
You guys get to the dark stoned apothecary building. Go up the well-maintained but slightly worn wooden stairs to the front door that's on the second story.
Okay, we'll proceed in if it's open.
It is.
What do we see as we open this door and enter in?
You see glass vials on tables and about 3 waist-high dressers for Varian, waist-high, with their top drawer open on the first one and the last one, and it looks like they're stuffed with rolls of gauze.
Oh, an apothecary.
it's for medical things.
I have eyes.
Okay.
There's glass beakers filled with assortment of needle sizes. A woman in the back with her back towards you, wearing a black dress, a black apron with a little white dahlia on the strap of the apron.
Is there a basket? Like a hand basket?
There is.
I'm gonna grab a hand basket.
Okay. On the far right table from you guys, pressed up against a window, there looks like small baskets filled with bars of soap and other general cleaning goods, washcloths, towels.
Clover is quickly grabbing what you would find in a general med kit.
Okay.
Marion just groans because he realizes he's going to have to pay for all of this. All his hard-earned money.
Never take your kids shopping.
No.
Okay.
Oh, welcome in.
Thank you.
You guys are early. Just opened.
Thank you for opening early.
Isn't that a good thing?
It is. Just surprised. Is all. You guys travelers? I haven't seen you before.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Where you from?
If you're surprised that there's people here this early when you open, why do you open this early? If no one generally comes in.
So people can come in. That doesn't mean I'm not surprised that they do, given I've been open like 5 minutes.
But if no one usually comes in this early, then why open this early?
To get things ready.
Shouldn't you just remain closed and get things ready, then open later?
And
when
miss
people
out
show up?
on travelers who come early? No.
But yet you're still surprised.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often. What's so hard to understand? Is your friend touched?
Faye touched?
Yeah.
No.
I hear it messes with the mind.
I don't think so. Not at all.
Keep an eye on him.
Mm-hmm.
Clover herself looks beat up, has a gigantic ringed bruise around her neck.
Varian.
Cuts and sores.
Did Varian hear that?
Yeah. She
Varian,
wasn't being super quiet.
Varian's trying to wonder why that's an insult.
As she's leaning towards you with not whispering, her eyes linger on you. Are you okay? Do you need help? Is he hurting you?
No. I'm much better than I was. Thanks.
She kind of squints.
I
Blink if you need help. And she'll stand and walk back over to what she was doing.
Clover is going to try not to blink, and so her eyes are going to start watering.
think I got everything.
Why are you crying?
Oh, because you told me to blink if I needed help, but I don't. My eyes burn now. Sorry, I'm gonna close them for a second.
How much will all this cost?
It's just general med pack supplies that she picked up very quickly.
The faster someone picks something up, the cheaper it is. I would like to just point that out.
Game show logic. Do you grab any herbs or just the bandages and like suturing tools?
Any ointments or herbs that she feels would be necessary, yes.
2 gold, 10 silver.
Varian just glares at her and then reaches into his bag and grabs that amount of money.
Zapping him dry.
Picks up bounty to make money.
Loses.
Bounty costs money.
Thank you.
You two are very welcome. Thanks for the patronage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Varian will turn to leave.
Clover follows. Did she give me a sack? Like a paper bag or something?
Paper bag.
Okay. So Clover grabs the paper bag and slips the note she's still holding into her pocket and then follows Varian out.
This will help me feel better, just in case you were wondering.
Okay.
What else do we need?
Well, you'll probably have to sleep, so you probably need a bedroll.
We'll make his way back to the street. I already forgot there was a tanner and then an odds and ends shop.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll head over to the odds and ends shop after we make it back to the street.
Clover follows in her own thoughts.
Alright, you cross the street. As you get to the odds and ends shop, to your left, there is what looks to be a restaurant. And from the angle you guys are at, the sign starts with a P. But as you get to the odds and ends shop, a speaker box blurts out,
Welcome! I'll be right with you!
Do I see any bedrolls in these piles of things?
roll a perception check.
23.
You do. The dilapidated wooden door to the shack flings open, and a small goblin struts out in black leathers, not well maintained.
What can I do you for? Hi. Hi!
You need a bedroll.
A bedroll, huh?
Yes.
What for?
For sleeping.
Size?
I just point to Clover.
She waves.
So small. Got it.
He comes back with a quite large bedroll.
I don't think that's a small one.
Smallest one I got.
Is it?
No.
What about that one?
And I just point to one of the ones in the pile that's smaller.
Oh, would you look at that?
He's trying to upsell you. Or he's stupid.
And he drops the bedroll and goes and picks up the one you pointed at.
Alright, is that one about Clover size?
It's about your size.
Varian will look around the piles to see if there's any that are smaller than that.
Hands off the merchandise, bud. Unless you're paying for it.
I'm just looking.
Is he not allowed to see what he wants to buy? Do you guys look with your fingertips? I don't. No? Then no touching.
Was I touching?
Yes.
I don't think that's true.
What's your name? Tinbit. What's yours? Juliet. That's a weird name. You should change it. To what?
Probably Tinbit.
Jewelbit. Much better. Suits you more. It does? Yeah. Oh.
Do I see a smaller bedroll?
Yes, you do.
I'll point out the even smaller bedroll.
What about it?
Can we see if that's the right size for her?
Are you sure you want that one?
This one's too big.
What's wrong with it? It's pretty small.
She's pretty small.
Looks pretty big to me. It's just because I'm taller than you.
Kind of squints at you.
I didn't mean that in a bad way. I'm sorry.
Can we just see if that one's the right size for her?
I guess.
He'll pull it out of the pile, and it looks to be about Clover size.
That one should work for you, right?
I think so.
How much?
500 plat.
No.
I'm just kidding. No one has that kind of money. I got you, though.
How much really?
75 copper. Wow, that's a really big difference. Yeah.
I'll pull out the silver because I don't think I have 75 copper anymore.
Do you make change?
I don't. You're welcome to tip, though.
I just look over at Clover and I hand over a silver.
Is there anything else that you can give us because he's giving you more money? Yeah, here's the change.
I'll take the 20.
Got you again!
I'll take the 25 copper from him.
You should see your face. He's kind of cranky. I don't know if I would joke that much with him. Well, jokes make people happy.
Do I look happy to you?
No, that's why I'm joking. Mr. Serious Pants over here. Oh, I think we're good here, yeah, Varian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Tinbit.
You're welcome, Varian.
Varian walks away.
Are you holding the bedroll?
Yeah.
Okay. Clover follows.
As we're walking, Varian will probably say,
You probably need food, don't you?
Eating is important if I can stomach it.
do I see any food stands or something?
Yeah, to your right, there's that restaurant-looking building. It looks to be a tavern across the chunk of city that you guys are in.
So just places to eat now, not places to gather food to go.
No.
Tell me if you see somewhere that looks like they sell rations or whatever.
I'm not going into the tavern.
I wasn't saying you should. I wasn't going to go in there either.
I thought you were mocking me because I can't read signs.
You can't read signs.
I say pointedly. Clover.
You don't need to remind me.
As I said, if you see anywhere that looks like they sell rations, let me know.
Do I see anywhere that looks like they may sell rations?
Roll a perception check.
Anywhere give off a general store vibe?
22.
To your left, you see a heavier set man sitting on a bench eating a ration in front of what looks to be a tannery.
Clover walks over.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
Okay. Sorry about that.
She's gonna walk away.
What do you want? You said to excuse you.
Oh, where did you get the ration?
I made it.
Do you sell them?
Not typically.
Where would you send me to buy them if I wanted to buy them?
You want to buy them?
I want to buy rations.
I mean, I have a couple extra. How much you looking for?
Varian.
Yes.
He has rations.
Where did you get them?
I made them.
And they're for sale?
Like I told your little friend here, I have a couple extra. Wouldn't mind making a few coin.
How much were you thinking for selling them each?
2 copper.
How many do you need to eat?
Clover blinks at Varian.
Aren't you gonna eat?
How many do you need to eat?
Like 1 a day?
How many extra do you have?
I could part with 7.
Varian will dig out 14 copper from the change he got.
Here, we'll take 7.
He opens up his bag, pulls out a bundle of rations, pulls 2 out, and hands you the rest.
Thank you.
Clover will put them in the bag.
Pleasure.
And Varian will turn and leave.
He takes a bite of his ration. Mm-hmm.
Clover spins and follows Varian.
We should go get our horses and start traveling.
When we get to the horses, can I have a minute to patch myself up? Do you need to be patched up?
I'll be fine.
Okay.
We should not waste time.
Okay.
I follow the Varian.
As you two make your way to the wall, go to the waiting area, assuming you give her copper to pay for passage.
Yep.
Just draining it slowly.
You thought.
It's gonna cost you 4 plat by the time you're done. Alright, wait a few minutes, and then you hear that buzzer again. Everyone loads onto the airship.
Clover is still mesmerized and goes to the side to watch as we pass.
Varian doesn't.
The airship starts to descend back towards that tower. Clover, you notice that the portion of the city that you are descending to that leads to the entrance is much more covered in snow than the part you just left. There's fewer people trudging through the snow.
Wow, look at the snow.
Yep.
I don't know why that's funny, but okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'll tell you what.
Clover, Varian, roll perception checks.
Okay. Natty 20.
31.
So technically a 30.
For about 5 seconds each, your loneliness goes away as you're descending, and then it comes back on the airship.
Where is it passing as we don't feel lonely?
It is descending towards the tower in the air.
But then
It's not passing anything.
If I'm not really feeling lonely, would I notice?
Yeah, because you miss your brother.
I do miss my brother. That's fair. Clover freezes and then turns to Varian.
He's here. He's here.
But it doesn't last, he said.
It lasts a couple seconds.
And those couple seconds, the airship wasn't going past any building or anything?
I'm looking down.
Where? It was momentary. We didn't pass any building or anything.
Where is he?
That's what I don't know.
We should find him.
I'm gonna look around. Do I see any of the Archon that were grouped with him anywhere?
Roll perception check.
They're on the airship with us right in front of us.
Me
We
too.
were just blind as
Sure.
fuck.
12?
30.
Clover, you don't.
Yeah. No shit.
Varian, you see one for a brief second mixed in with the crowd in the far back, staring at Clover.
I will turn towards the crowd and start heading towards where it was.
Clover follows.
Get to the crowd, I'm assuming making your way through.
Yeah?
As you push through the crowd, where you had seen them, there's no one there.
I will look around again.
Roll a perception check.
I'm also looking around.
Fucking game of whack-a-mole is this. Natty fucking 20.
12.
38. 38.
Alright, Clover. You don't see anything.
Yeah. Thanks.
Varian, you see back where you came from, that same black leather clad figure with a metal mask. It looks like their mouth's sewn shut with no ears. And they fall into the shadow that they're casting and disappear.
That's annoying.
What? Do you see anything?
I did. They're gone again.
Why are they running?
I don't know.
Varian will head back out away from the crowd, just to be away from the crowd.
Okay.
Clover follows.
You head away from the crowd. Roll perception checks.
Yeah, you want my natty 20 roll over?
Sure.
21.
Varian, you notice that there is a shadow following you two, jumping from a passenger's shadow to the next, but trying to stay in a close proximity to both of you.
How far away is it right now?
15 feet.
And it's next to someone else presently?
It's-
Trying not to move, to be blended in with their shadow?
Their shadow looks darker than the rest. It's trying to use their shadow to hide its shadow.
Do we feel loneliness?
That part only lasted a couple seconds.
Ever since then, we haven't felt the loneliness disappear.
Yes.
It's just been that one time.
Yeah.
So, Varian would probably assume it's one of the other ones following.
Probably.
Varian will walk over towards the person casting the darker shadow. Does the shadow get lighter as he approaches?
No.
It's still dark when he reaches that person.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna look past the person, look at their shadow, and go,
We want to speak to your boss.
Why do you want to talk with Russell?
Not you.
and then Varian's just gonna turn around and walk back towards Clover.
He scratches his head.
What did you see?
One of the Archon is following us in the shadows,
Oh, that's not good, probably.
but it's not loneliness, so I told them we want to talk to their boss. We'll see.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Oh well, you wanted to find them,
I
so
do.
there we go.
Okay. If I get to talk to...
She trails off.
Okay, how's the airship doing? Is it almost there?
It is. As you leave the confused man, the airship docks. You hear that buzzer, and people start to leave the airship.
Varian will start heading towards the little lifts that let us back down Make sure Clover's still with him.
I am following, looking troubled with my bag.
You guys get on the same lift?
Can we fit on the same lift?
Clover's small, and she's bagless for the most part.
She has a bag in
I
her
have a
arms.
paper bag.
She has a paper bag, not like a satchel.
Alright, so if we can fit on one, we'll both get on the same one.
She's just going with the prompts right now, so she would do it. Whatever.
Alright, you guys descend.
She's gonna shiver when they get closer to the ground and pull her coat tighter around herself.
Right. As you guys reach the wall, it is about 20-ish degrees colder than the part of the city you two were previously in. The snow is about 4 feet high.
Whoa.
That's pretty high. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
Clover, 5'4", is going to do her best.
Varian will go in front and try and make way for Clover.
There is a slight path already semi-formed.
Alright, so we'll go down that path and make our way back towards the stable thing.
Okay. Roll a reflex save.
Both of us?
Yes.
38.
31.
You two maintain your balance on the sloped decline, walking down where the stairs were into the first district area, and you can see the large entrance and the bridge and your horses. Make your way over to the horses.
We'll untie their reins.
Give me a minute, okay?
Should we just wait to get out of the city first? You look confused.
Yeah, that's probably fine. I just don't want us to run into more plants immediately.
I don't think it'll be immediately.
Clover inhales and climbs up on her horse, adjusts her paper bag in front of her and her staff, and is ready to go.
Varian will hop on his horse and lead the path back to the bridge.
Alright. Both of you make your way towards the bridge. As you get there, it looks like there are a few mechanical humanoids with shovels for arms moving the snow off the bridge.
Where do we get one of those for the house? Clover is looking back, wondering if she'll see her brother.
Someone doesn't pay attention. The innkeeper says no one sees loneliness.
She doesn't trust the innkeeper.
How could you? He was nothing but nice.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you look back. Don't see anyone that would look like your brother.
Do we feel less lonely at all?
Nope.
Alright. That's all Varian needs to know. Anyway, we make our way to the bridge. Are we able to cross it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. So Varian will lead Clover across the bridge out of the city.
There's a few inches of snow, but it's
Passable,
passable, very passable.
especially with horses.
Yeah. And you leave Gehenna.
We do indeed.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side of the bridge, how long until there is some slight tree cover? Or a tree. Just have Clover go behind it.
You trot along the path for about 10 minutes when a single, lonely, snow-covered tree comes into view.
It's lonely, huh?
Yes, it's super lonely.
That tree is your brother.
Oh god, what happened? Oh god.
It makes you feel more lonely, just seeing it there by itself.
It's anti-loneliness. It makes you feel worse. Alright. Varian will usher Clover into that direction and go,
Here, just stand behind the tree and do whatever it is you needed to do.
Clover's gonna inhale, slide off the horse with her bag, and take her staff with her, go behind the tree, disrobe to a point where she can treat her wounds,
Okay.
and then she is going to be back there for about 10 minutes. I administered treat wounds to myself. Ooh. I regain another 24 hit points.
Nice.
And then Clover is going to, shivering, put back on her clothes and come around the corner looking much more bandaged than before.
Before you do that, roll a perception check.
me or her?
Clover.
Before I go back around the tree?
Yeah.
Okay. 20.
You hear a thud next to your ear.
A thud.
Mm-hmm.
Next to my ear.
Mm-hmm.
I look in the direction of my ear.
You see a black, smoky dagger stuck in the tree with a small, winged, almost branch-looking creature pinned to it. And then the dagger dissolves into shadow.
I look in the direction that the dagger came from.
Don't see anything.
Nash?
Don't get a response.
Do I hear anything?
Oh, well, it depends how loud she's being. How loud are you being?
Not loud.
Unless if you want to roll a really high perception check.
I would love to roll a really high perception check. Just let me get on that. 37.
Okay.
Meh.
That's pretty high. You hear her say Nash in a questioning tone.
Are you okay back there?
Probably.
What's Nash?
Nothing.
Nash is nothing.
A dagger came out of nowhere.
A dagger came out of nowhere.
Varian's gonna hop off his horse and walk around the tree.
Right, you see the dagger mark in the tree.
Is the creature still there?
It fell when the dagger disappeared.
She points at the creature and then continues looking in the direction the dagger came from. What is in that direction?
Swampland.
I'm going to start walking in that direction.
Clover, don't go that way.
Why?
Because the swamps are dangerous.
What if he's out there?
If he's out there, he's more well equipped to protect himself than you.
How do you know that?
Because he's an apostle, and they seem pretty powerful.
I don't know that he's an apostle. You don't know that he's an apostle. That's not right, Varian. None of that is for sure. It just came out of nowhere. It might not be him. Who's out there?
Nash?
Varian will say it out loud.
Oh, no.
You don't hear any response.
We should keep moving.
Yeah, well,
It's too cold to stay still.
he's not gonna respond.
Then come on.
Oh.
Everyone there.
Thanks everyone so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed playing.
We have social media. Check us out at Top the Round on Facebook and Instagram and at Totercast on Twitter, which I will continue to call Twitter. We also have the same handle on Blue Sky. We also have a website, toterpodcast.com. Check us out in all the places. Say hello. We would love to talk with you. Tell us what you're enjoying about the show and how Varian is a sussy baka. And shout out to our Vessel and Witness tier patrons, Ray, Jermaine, and Grayson. Y'all make the Ishnar world go round, so thank you very much.
Shout out to our apostles. Ray, the apostle of scorn.
Grayson, the apostle of joy.
Tay, the apostle of ecstasy.
Artem K, the apostle of compassion.
Alyssa, the apostle of rage.
Jem, the apostle of curiosity.
Bluebird, the apostle of awkwardness.
If you would like to join the Apostle shout-out list and be one with them and us, go to patreon.com/top of the round, sign up, and let us know which emotion or feeling you would like to represent. See you there.
Tell us how much Varian is a sussy baka with a review over on Podchaser or Apple Podcasts. Or leave us a rating over on Spotify and let us know, and we'll shout you out here on the show.
We also have a Discord in the show notes below, and you can come hang out with us there. Bye, guys.
Bye.